Hello guys, this is Sandra here, and yes, this is another project pen. I decided to start another one mainly because the one over on my blog will finish next month, so in the beginning of July. And with the other two, there are still a couple of products that I couldn't quite roll in that I wanted to, and I just figured this will be a good way to keep me motivated to use these products. So as you will probably know by the title, I'm going to talk about palettes, and they're not really eyeshadow palettes, they're more like an eye and cheek palette. So I'm going to work on two palettes and I will finish this product at the end of December, or well, probably I will finish in the beginning of January, because let's be honest, in December I'm not going to sit down at Christmas or at New Year's Eve and film. So I will probably finish in January and film the finale in, let's say, the first week of January. Let's set that date. And without further ado, let me show you which palettes I'm gonna be penning. So the first palette I'm gonna be penning will be the Tom Ford Eye and Cheek Compact palette, and this was a limited edition in the summer of 2015. And it's a beautiful palette. As you can see, I already made quite a good progress on it. I hit pen in one shade, and this is the shade as well I have on my cheeks as a highlight. I'm not sure how much you can see in these lights, but I already have it on my cheek, and I also have a little bit of this peachy blush on my cheek as well. Now this middle shade seems to have a bit of a hard pen on it, so I might have to go in with my spatula and do a bit of scraping just so I can use it again. But it's a really beautiful palette. I love it a lot, but one, Tom Ford is not cruelty free, and two, I had this palette for quite a long time now, and with both of these face palettes I'm gonna work on them because they are getting to the end of their life. I really like both of these, and I'm really sad that, you know, well, I mean, I can still use it now, but I'm gonna be really sad once it's gone, just because it's even after 4 years the quality is amazing. They still blend like a dream. And I mean, have you seen the packaging? Hello, it's just beautiful, isn't it? And it has a really nice mirror. The only thing I don't like about this is that when you open it, I don't know, it's just really hard to open. They made it really tricky, but the packaging is amazing. It has a huge mirror there, so it's really good for traveling as well. And I have nothing bad to say about this other than the opening of this. That's horrendous, but I'm gonna be really sad when it's gone. But again, even if it would be cruelty free, I couldn't get it anymore because it was limited. So I think as much as I love this, I have to work on it and bust it back out again, because I haven't used this in a while now and I don't want it to go bad without me actually using it. And you know, it has, how many pens does it have? It has 5 pens in there, and these 3 are intended to be used as an eyeshadow, and then these 2 are intended to be used as a blush. But to be fair, I love this as a highlighter. I use these 2 on the eyes as well, and then sometimes I use this color on my cheeks. So you know, there are no rules really, you just do whatever you want to. And then the other palette is one from Illamasqua, and Illamasqua is cruelty free, but this palette really is coming to the end of its life. This is the Multifaceted palette Eye and Cheek color in the shade Aurora, and they used to have this on the website, and I think they still have one of these palettes just in a different shade. And it's just the typical Illamasqua packaging. It's really sleek and just black, and inside you have 8 pens. So you have a cream highlighter, a powder blush, a cream contour, an eyebrow. Oh, I just put my hand in the highlighter. You have a brow powder. Then these 4 are eyeshadows. So you have a good selection of things. And again, I will bring it closer to show you, and for the next update I'm gonna have some progress pictures. But as you can see, there is quite a good dip in the highlighter and in the contour shade. You can also see good use on the eyebrow product, and a bit of a dip in these 2 mainly. Those ones I haven't used that many times. And I really like this palette. Even on the blush, to be fair, you can see a bit of use on all of these. What I would say though is that the quality of the eyeshadows on this is not the same. I don't think they are the same formula. So whereas this one, this beautiful peachy shade, is quite creamy, you have this other one which, I don't know, I just don't feel like it gives off much of a shine. But again, maybe because it's getting old, I just have to scrape a bit of the top of it off because it looks like it has a bit of a hard pan. So maybe I have to do that. But some of these shadows are a bit harder in formula. Now they still blend beautifully on my hands, as you can see. But I would say this formula of this peachy one is the creamiest, and then the other three are a bit more of like a hard formula, if it makes sense. It's not chalky. When I have it on my hand, it still blends beautifully, but it just doesn't quite feel the same, if it makes sense. I think this palette will be a bit more of a challenge than the other one, just because, well, first of all, I feel like there's more product in here. Is there? Let's see. I don't know. I think so. Well, this one feels a lot heavier, but I think it's just the packaging is a bit more weighty. And I don't know, but I feel like this for me will be harder to pen, just because I don't usually reach for colors like this often. I love this peachy one even just to set my eyeshadow. It really brightens the eye. And every once in a while I use the contour shade. Now the brow shade I love, but again, you don't need a lot from this to work. So I think this palette will be challenging, especially because there's a blush in here, and also there are blushes in the Tom Ford palette. So I will definitely have to push myself for me to use this up, but I'm looking forward to do that because it's a beautiful palette and it really deserves a bit more love than what I gave it. And again, one good thing, again, mirror, but also, now the brush is not in here at the moment, but it comes with a really good brush. On one end it's like an eyebrow brush or liner brush, it's an angled brush, so you can use it for whatever. And on the other side it has a little blending brush that's perfect to go under the eyes with. It's just on my dressing table at the moment. But I really like that brush, and I wanted to get their angled brush by itself as well, but it's just not, I don't know why it's not the same for some reason. I thought it's the same. This one is just smaller and dual-ended, but it's not. But yes, I still feel like, I think I talked about this in one of my other videos before, I feel like Illamasqua is a really underrated brand and not many people talk about it. And I think the reason is because it's still more of an artist brand. I feel like it's not necessarily an influencer brand, which I don't mean in a wrong way, don't get me wrong. But you know, there are those brands like, let's say, Too Faced or Becca, or I don't know what other brands are there that influencers always talk about. And I don't mean it in a wrong way, I love those brands. But Illamasqua is not one of those brands that I hear a lot of people talk about, and I'm not sure why. They have beautiful products. I have some other bits from them as well that I love to pieces. And I'm really getting away from the topic, aren't I? So I'm gonna finish this here and now. Update wise, I'm not too sure yet if I'm gonna film it monthly or every second month. I'm not sure I'm gonna set a time limit for myself. I want to film sort of every time I have visual progress to show, but if it doesn't happen within, like, let's say a month and a half, 2 months, then I'm definitely gonna film an update every 2 months anyway, because otherwise what's the point of like showing it to you once and then the project ends. So I will, if let's say I have visual progress in 2 weeks, then I might film a new video in 2 weeks. But definitely I'm gonna have an update every second month, just so I can, you know, be kept accountable. Is that how you say it? I'm pretty sure it is. And that's it for today. Let me know what palettes are you currently penning. Are they eyeshadow palettes, or are you having other projects? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like the eyeshadow look I'm wearing, although there's a big window there, so I'm a bit washed out. But if you like the look I have on my face, then I will have a tutorial linked below, and I will see you in my next video. Oh, also the date today, when I'm filming this, is the 6th of June. I'm not sure if the video will go up this week. It might only go up in about 2 weeks time, depending on how I get around editing it, but it's the beginning of June, just so you sort of know when I start this project. And that's about it. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.